In the last video, we learned that alcohol was seductive in that it duped us into thinking it was a cure-all for all our problems. In fact, initially, when we start using alcohol, it does indeed give us a feeling of liberation. But let's make no mistakes, alcohol doesn't alleviate our problems, it simply masks them. Habitual use of alcohol leads to greater tolerance. As tolerance increases, the harder it becomes to calm the persecutory issues from which we seek escape. Alcohol doesn't work in the way it used to as our habit escalates. The feelings of liberation, relaxation and peace once attained through drinking gradually lessen and are eventually lost forever. The objective of alcohol abuse is to get out of your mind, a statement that highlights the real problem. An urgent need to escape the persecution in your mind. Many individuals misguidedly move house, change jobs, go on holiday or embark on new relationships in an attempt to escape their troubles, but they forget. They take their heads with them. Diversions such as these are futile. Problems located in the mind have a tendency to follow people wherever they go. When their distractive ploys fail, they seek asylum in alcohol once again. Initially it appears to work. Their troubles magically abate. The seductive trap is set and the drinking escalates. But alcohol hasn't alleviated anything. It has simply suppressed their problems, hidden them out of sight. At this stage, alcohol acts as a dam pushing back the polluted reservoir of their mind. As drinking progresses, however, alcoholic amnesia or blackout escalates and gives rise to instability. During blackout they leave another trail of destruction, and as a consequence their unconscious mind is replenished with more and more persecutory issues. You know the feelings: shame, guilt, remorse, etc. Eventually the pressure becomes so great that alcohol can no longer contain the build-up of unresolved issues, and they come flooding from the unconscious mind to the conscious mind with the might of a tsunami. This is a point of no return. This is the point where people often say, "I crossed the line into alcoholism." This invisible line I refer to as the abreactive threshold. When the abreactive threshold has been compromised, when you have crossed the line, the effects are irreversible. Alcohol no longer gets you out of your mind, it locks you into it, imprisoned in hell. Now, with our escape route cut off and nowhere to run, we become unpredictable entities. Driven by the persecutory tactics of our turbulent minds, we lose control, and subsequent bouts of drinking lead to abreaction. Severe mood swings, paranoia, intense guilt, and suicidal tendencies are very common. Out of the thousands of people I've met who have crossed the abreactive threshold through alcohol abuse, I've never known one to return to normal drinking. The phenomenon is very similar to an allergy that remains dormant for years and then is activated when a person crosses the abreactive threshold. After crossing this invisible line, all subsequent bouts of drinking lead to abreaction on a physical, emotional emotional and mental level, or a combination of the three. It always intrigues me to observe that a person with an allergy to nuts doesn't decide to control his nut consumption for fear of death by anaphylactic shock. Yet so many people who have crossed the alcoholic abreactive threshold insist on trying to control their consumption of booze, despite the obvious threat of destruction, insanity or death. To conclude this video, people often say, "I've crossed the invisible line," to describe their demise into alcoholism. What they mean is that they abreact whenever they drink. The abreactive threshold is a phenomenon whereby alcohol ceases to contain your mental and emotional pollution. Rather than subduing it, it comes flooding from the unconscious to the conscious with the might of a tsunami. Once compromised, there is no reverse engineering. The invisible line has been crossed, and you and drink remain incompatible for life. One final word of advice. Drop the label alcoholic, as it gives negative and misleading messages to your unconscious mind, and simply refer to yourself as a person who abreacts when you consume alcohol. This way you remind yourself that you cannot drink with any degree of safety without compromising your limitless potential as a human being.